What's going on, guys? Zennosh here, and today I'm bringing this video to you guys on about the farming method of shards. Okay, the servant shards. Is it really worth it? How to farm it, why to farm it, and then when to farm it. Okay, so before starting this video, I would really love to recommend you guys to subscribe to my channel to keep on enjoying the contents like this, and please leave your views and opinions in the comment section below after this video, and please do consider donating to this channel to help me improve the contents of this channel. Okay, and now let's get this started. So first of all, if you are a beginner, don't do it. Okay, just don't do it. It's really not worth it. It's really not worth it. I mean, like, the servant shard drop rate in this game is about only 4% chance. Okay, so that's really low. That's really low. If you really want to dedicate your time to farm the shard of a particular servant for a while, then it's gonna take you a long time to actually get a total shards for that one. Okay, it's really gonna take you a lot of time. So right over here you can see that, like, 4-star net servants, you might want to actually farm like this kind of like servants, right, so that you can have better gameplay. But guess what, guys, it will take months before you can actually summon a unit. Okay, you have to play it diligently and very nicely, and especially in the beginners, when you really don't even have a lot of like repeat battle modes. No, it's not really a good idea. But when you actually start to enter the mid game and later into the late mid game, then yes, it might start to become viable. Okay, try to farm the shards of the servant who is your core DPS servant. Okay, like, let's say for me, my core DPS servant is Xita, and it was really easy for me to select the Xita because he drops as a free to play 5-star net servant. Okay, and he's really good. Okay, he ignores the damage, ignores the defense of the servant, and he can actually deal a lot of damage, and most of the time he can actually deal that one hit KO type of combo skill. So he's pretty good. Okay, so he was actually like my second 5-star net servant, and then I was really hooked onto him, and I didn't want to get him to a very higher transcendence level, so I didn't need a lot of copies of him, right? So this was the place where I actually farmed for him for a very long time. Actually, to get those all like 500 shards, it took me about 4 to 5 months. That's a lot, and I did farming quite diligently. Okay, it really took me that sort of time. But if you guys are like nerds and then you keep on farming, maybe you might be able to do it in like just 2 or 3 months. Okay, I mean, like, let me know if you guys have been able to do that just within a month. Okay, and the next thing is that, like, you can actually make this process very swift if you can actually buy this pack called the not the repeat battle pack, bonus plus pack, no, double shards pack. Yeah, this one, it just cost about like $10. Okay, so if you want to do this one right over here in the late mid game, not in the early game, okay, then this might be actually be a considerable thing. Okay, I mean, like, you can actually do it. So in the late mid game, so how to farm the shard? You have to farm the shard in such a way that you are also farming your fortress at the same time. Okay, always try to go for the EXP tiles. Try to make sure that the core DPS servant, which usually does appear in the, you know, like, big EXP tile maps. Okay, or else you won't be able to raise your fortress really efficiently. Okay, you are gonna do hundreds of battle. Okay, so make sure that you are actually farming at the same time your fodder units. Okay, so right over here. And how to say that, like, when your farming method is kind of really good, it will be considered good when you can actually complete one run in every like 14 to 20 seconds. Okay, try to make it within the 14 to 20 second mark. If your servant is really good, really hyped up, then he can actually finish it within like the first 10 seconds. Okay, that's really good. I mean, like, your servant is really good at that time. But for me right now, it takes me about like 15 seconds. Okay, 14 to 15 seconds per run. So that's how it goes, guys. That's how it goes. And you can also see that, like, I actually got like 5,607 experience per servant. Okay, 5,607 experience per servant. So first thing you have to keep in mind is, like, if you are a beginner, don't do it. If you are a early mid game player, don't do it. But if in the late mid game, okay, late mid game, when you already have your core servant, all are level 60, and you guys really are hitting a wall, what to do next, then that is the time when you should start to farm for the you know, like, your main core DPS servants shard. Okay, so let's say, what if it's not Xita? Okay, it might be someone else, right? So you can see right over here in the main tiles right over here, maybe it might be your Lucien, right? She is a really good DPS servant as well. You can actually focus on her as well. The another one is the Carmilla. Okay, if you have a Carmilla, then do this one, okay, do this stage in order to get her shards, and then try to transcend her ASAP. So it really depends upon like which core DPS I mean like which servant is your core DPS servant, okay. That should be your designated area where you should be farming your fodders and get this servant shards, okay. You can see right over here, if it's a 4-star nat servant, you will be requiring about 50 summon shards in order to summon that particular servant. If it's a 5-star nat servant, then you will be requiring 500 shards to summon, okay. So you really need to be very committed and you know, like be ready to waste a lot of time, okay, or invest a lot of time in order to find you know, like farm those kind of shards, okay. But the next thing is that like in this game, the game is very generous in providing you 5-star nat servants here and there, okay, with that loyal transcendent summon stone, attack transcendent summon stone, and hell, you know, like there are so many events that actually allows you to select a particular unit as well, okay. So in that case, you might actually choose to have that kind of servant which you already have in your inventory stash, or right, which you can actually you know, choose to transcend, okay. Like let's say right over here, the DPS servant right over here is water Xita. What if I already have a water Xita? Then I can actually select the water Xita right from here in order to transcend, okay. So that's one option, okay. I mean like in this game, 5-star nat servants drop like rain if you keep on doing the event religiously, okay. Keep on doing the events, try keep on logging into the game more frequently, and then you will be getting the 5-star nat servants as login reward bonus, as the event reward bonus, and so many other ways, guys, so many other ways. And the next thing is that like, what if you have this particular, you know, thing to say that like to farm the 4-star nat servant shard, okay, like let's say water Charlotte right over here, okay. The problem is that like you know, you can easily get this kind of servants from the summoning with the epic summon stone, okay. Just go into the summon section. This game is also really good at throwing tons and tons of epic summon stone towards the beginners, and when you are actually doing the epic summon stone, I can say that like you will be getting a lot of Charlottes in there, okay. You will be getting a lot of Charlottes. Just have patience, just keep on doing the events, just keep on clearing the contents of this game, and you will end up with a lot of epic summon stone which you can use to get a lot of 4-star nat servants, okay. You can actually check my video, I mean like guides or videos out, which I have said that like what are the best 4-star nat servants to get in this game, and one of the best servants to get in this game are like water Charlotte, okay. It's water Charlotte and forest Charlotte, water Charlotte being the better version, okay. So try to get from your epic summon stone, and then that's the best way to do it, instead of just going into the tiles and start farming for the 4-star nat servants. Yes, it's really hard to get 5-star nat servants through the epic summon stone, but 4-star nat servants, they drop and in a very decent rate, okay. From the epic summon stones, they drop at a very decent rate. The 4-star nat servants, you really don't need to worry about that one. If you keep on start farming your shards right over here, even for just that 50 shards, it will take you days before you can actually start I mean like you can collect all those shards, okay. And especially if you are a beginner, you don't even have enough repeat battle modes, okay. You will have to keep on returning to the game over and over again to keep on repeating that one, okay. Because like repeat battles starts to become much more easier when you start to have more crusade level, meaning like right over here, right, my crusade level is level you know, like level 57. That means like it will only allow me to do 57 runs at a time, 57 runs at a time, which I'm going to show you right over here. So let's try to do this for I'm like water Charlotte right over here. So let's do it, and then you can see that like my counter is at 57, okay. So repeat battle mode, yeah, you can you see over here 1/57, right? So it really depends upon your crusade level, okay, your crusade level, that how many repeat battles you can do at a time, okay. So that is the thing, okay. And then like see right over there, with all my EXP boosters activated, it's only giving me 2511, okay. That kind of experience. I really do guarantee you guys that you know, like with a proper DPS servant, in no time you will be able to farm in much better tiles, okay, like this kind of tiles, in much better tiles to get more experience points, rather than focusing your time in like low experience rewarding tiles, okay. So it's really not worth your time. So going to farm the shards in the late mid game, and in the late game. In the late game, you can actually farm the shards of those kind of, you know, like peculiar servants, like let's say the light leader right over here, which have really caught my attention because of a second skill. It has a 70% chance to silence all enemies for 15 seconds. Okay, most of the servants have like this skill as the combo skill, okay, which really takes a lot of time to recharge. But in the second skill, you can spam it over and over again. So you know, like it's pretty cool, okay. So that's why I actually referred her as number one servant to actually farm from the world map tiles, okay. But you should not farm her shards as a main quest like this, okay. Like putting your main core servants as to farm her shards. This is a complete waste of time. Don't do like that. If and only if you can actually farm her shards while you are actually bringing up your fodder units at the same time, then yes, at that time it is you know, like a viable thing to do it, okay. So just look at it. And the best thing about this is that like you will get tons of experience points, okay, tons and tons of experience points. So let's see, okay, if everything is going on all right, I should be able to finish it within how many, like 15 seconds, okay. So okay, so I got into the fear, okay, that's pretty bad, that's not good, that's not a good sign. Oh, I got silenced again. Okay, it's gonna take a while, oh, maybe I will even die. Okay, there is a weapon break also. Okay, so obviously I won't be able to one-shot her because like she really you know, like put a lot of debuffs on me. But if I was able to you know, like do all the things without any sort of delay, then I would have finished it within the 15 seconds. So still it is not viable for me, okay. That is the main point. Still it is not viable for me. But look at the experience points that I've been getting, 6,974. If I am able to do it without any problem, okay, without any like you know, like her decreasing my attack and actually silencing me, I would actually finish it within 14 to 15 seconds, okay, 14 to 15 seconds. But still it is like not really that you know, like viable for even for me right now. So as a main quest, don't do it, don't do it. Okay, let's see, maybe I will be able to finish her off. Okay, there we go. So 16 seconds and she is bam, okay, she is dead. So that's how it goes. If you can do it like in this way, then yes, you can farm right over here. And just look at the experience points that I'm getting. Nearly 9,000 experience points per servant. 9,000 experience points per servant. Isn't that great? Isn't that great? Just experience alone makes this a really, you know, like a very you know, like magnetic or attractive destination to farm your servants, okay. And at the same time, you can actually land up getting this support unit. Best thing about this support unit is that like you really don't need to get a tons of copy of them to make them you know, like to reap the benefit out of them, okay. Support servants are really about their skills, okay. They are really about their skills, not about their transcendence level or the, you know, like awakening level or something like that. You can just awaken them by just one stage, okay. Just awaken them by one stage, first awakening, and then just take them to the level 60. They will able to perform really high if their skill is maxed up, okay. If their skills are maxed out, they will be able to do so much in the game. They are all about their skills, okay. First skill, second skill, and combo skill. So you know, like compared to the DPS servant, they are quite better. But before you do this, your first priority should be your core DPS servant, okay. Your core DPS servant should be like level 70 or maybe transcendent level 5 before you actually start to do your laser time thing, okay. Because like if you really don't have a very strong core DPS servant, then you are gonna lag behind this game. It is not a very good idea to farm your lavish or, you know, like extracurricular servants, okay, or extra you know, like this kind of like luxury servants. That's what I say, luxury servants. Don't do that. It's a late game content. Even I myself am not in the late game content, okay. So don't do that, okay. So anyways, let's try to summarize everything. If you're a beginner, don't do it. Early mid game, don't do it. Late mid game, yes, do it to improve your main core DPS servant, whatever it is, okay, as long as they are provided in the map, like they are available in the map, then do it, okay. Because there are so many servants who are still not available, okay, so that might be a problem. But if they are available in the map world map tiles, then you are lucky, okay. You are good to go, and you know, like try to farm those shards. Because I think Water Lenore, one of the best servant in this game, actually is not available in the tiles, so you cannot transcend her. just by farming her shards right over here. Okay, so it's not really that possible. Okay, maybe she is in the sanctuary. I really don't know. I still need to do some studies on that one. But anyways, as a beginner, don't do it. Early mid game, don't do it. Late mid game, yes, do it for a main core DPS servant, and in the late game only, try to look out for these luxury servants. Okay, luxury servants, like light little luxury servants. Okay, so that's how it goes. Don't do it. And if you really wanna seriously pursue the farming of the shards, try to hit 2 birds with just 1 stone. Okay, while you are farming for the shards, you also need to make sure that you are actually farming your forest as well. Okay, because it's a endless chore. Okay, it's an endless it's endless, guys. It's endless. Okay, I mean, like, you are gonna spend a lot of time in order to farm those shards, and after like 50 or 60 runs, you are only gonna end up with like 2 or 3 shards at max. Okay, something like that. If you're lucky, maybe 5 or 7, but most of the time it's like 2 or 3, and sometimes even nothing at all. Okay, so that could be a big problem and very huge disappointment if you are really putting a lot of expectations on this one. Okay, so don't do that. And guess what, guys, which I think is that if you keep on doing the events, if you keep on logging in like every day, you will be bombarded with so many rewards that I believe that, like, before you actually get your main servant core DPS servant shard, you will be actually able to get maybe 1 or 2 copies of him or her during the process from the events, guys. You might be, okay, because like attack transcended summon stone is like a reward from here and there, even through the login reward. You can see right over here, right? I mean, like, the login reward is right over here. You can see right over here. Yeah, see, I just got my attack transcended summon stone yesterday. Okay, right over there. And then like from the events as well, so it's really easy to get it. So anyways, this is it for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and guys, this is the time that you should be leaving your views and opinions in the comment section below. Okay, and please do consider donating to help me improve this channel, and see you guys in the next video.